Welcome back
Welcome.
to another second episode of Clearly Golf with Fink and Clubs. I'm here with my buddy Clubs. Clubs, love you, bro.
Love you too, man.
Thanks for coming by. We're doing another episode of this podcast, and I'm just going to basically line out like what's going to happen today on today's episode. We're going to talk about sucking faster, which is very important. I played a tournament this last weekend at La Purisima, one of the hardest courses in America. I'm going to go over that. We're going to talk to Clubs about why he only plays like 6 or 8 clubs when, bro, you can carry 14, right?
I do know that, yeah.
Okay, we'll get into that. Then we're going to get into the Rory and Reed tee throwing bullshit and why it's so lame and why we hate it.
Yeah.
We're going to finish with a little ego death.
Yeah.
Everybody loves an ego death, but
Yeah.
you're going to have to stay tuned to find out what that means and why we love it so much. So, sucking faster. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about sucking faster.
So, sucking at golf is inevitable.
Doesn't mean you have to play slow, though.
No. And all those extra practice swings that you're taking, it's not making you more perfect. You're wasting your energy before the one swing that does matter.
Yeah.
And not only that, you lining up your putt for 5 minutes and then missing it from inside of 5 feet is hard to watch.
And quite honestly, if you just practiced putting, you wouldn't need the little line on the ball because, quite frankly, the ball's pretty centric and that line really doesn't do anything except for line up the line that's on your putter. But
I mean, this is the thing about putting. It's an art form. You can do whatever you want. I like to use the line when I'm inside of like 5 feet. He's more feel. Okay, whatever. What I'm talking about is when you have a 3-footer for bogey or double or triple and you mark it, just walk up and hit it in the hole because, you already fucked up that hole. It's okay. You're going to go on. Yeah. That one putt from 2 feet is actually going to go in way more often. I think this is kind of what Chris was trying to say.
Yes.
When I mark it and line it up on the line and take 5 minutes to look at it, I'm going to miss it way more often than if you just walk up and tap it into the hole. And it makes the game go a lot quicker. So my wife's birthday was yesterday, and this is why I kind of thought that we need to talk about sucking faster. It was 10 people total. I bought 2 tee times in a row at Los Feliz. You can go 5 there. It's like a little shitty 9-hole course where the branches hang way too far over
the tee boxes.
Yes, it's like 100 yards, but you can't hit it more than 15 feet off the ground.
Yeah.
So it's a beginner course, but I got 2 tee times back to back, and nobody had played golf
a day in their life
except for me. Yeah. And so I teamed everybody up on the second hole, and I said, look, we're just going to do a scramble. So at home, you might call this a best ball. That is actually not what the format is called. Yeah. I know it seems like it should be called that,
but it's not.
Best ball means if Chris and I were on a team, we're each going to play our own ball from the tee into the hole. Yes. And then like if Chris makes a 3 and I make a 4, our team score is a 3.
Right.
Scramble is Chris and I both hit a ball off the tee. We choose the better drive. We both hit from there, and you keep going and selecting the better shot out of the two of us until the ball goes in the hole.
Correct.
So honestly, if you're new to golf and you're going to the course with your buddies and you've never played, don't fucking torture yourself by having to put your own ball from tee to green in the hole for 18 holes. And also, it should take like 7 hours if you try to do that.
Yeah.
Because golf's too fucking hard.
It's so hard.
Make it more fun. So what we did, this scramble format is everybody hits. Not to brag or anything, but I hit every single green in regulation, which is
that's hard, dude.
9 out of 9. Yeah, no, hard. It was tough, but I mean the holes are like 70 yards, so it's not like I'm 212 into the wind hitting a 5.
I get you.
I'm chipping a pitching wedge. So, so everybody got to hit, and one swing, no redos, no mulligans. Everybody gets one try. If you hit it good, yay! If you hit it bad.
That's
yay,
okay.
Good
Someone's
try. Exactly. And then, so we had 10 fucking people. 9 of them are complete beginners. And we were faster than the 2 people in front of us. Now, the 2 people in front of us were beginners, each playing their own ball from the tee into the hole. Yeah. You don't need to punish yourself like this. I'm just saying, like, those 2 guys should have been on a team trying to beat the course.
Yeah.
Just try to make a par or try to make a bogey, and it's more fun, and you're still going to suck, but it's going to go quicker
It'll only be 2.5 hours as opposed to 5 hours.
Exactly. So I feel like doing the whole scramble thing when you're starting out
It's a great
is
idea.
awesome because when you hit a bad shot, it doesn't feel so personal.
It doesn't.
Like I suck. Everyone's looking at me, and that's just what it feels like, whether you like it or not, because you're hitting the ball and everyone's watching.
Yeah.
So when you're all on a team together too, encourage each other, make it go faster. But I think in general, honestly, when I see beginners like grinding on the course, it's never good.
No.
And they're not having fun.
No.
Because they're playing themselves instead of playing the game of golf, which is just get the ball into the hole as fast as you can.
As few strokes as possible.
So when we're talking about sucking faster, I don't mean you suck, get off the course. No, just you just go to your ball and you hit it and think less. And honestly, you're going to have more fun.
Definitely.
So it's going to go faster, but you're going to have more fun at the same time.
And get better, too.
And get better. And make more of those short putts.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be grinding over it, miss it, and then feel like shit, walk up, tap it in. I'm sure some people have experienced that already.
Definitely.
Anytime they grind over a putt, they miss it. Yeah. And then the one-handed
tap in with the back of
while you're walking by and it goes in.
Right in.
So that's suck faster. Pretty simple. I feel like we kind of covered it. I'm gonna move right into La Purisima. I'm not gonna spend too much time on this, but it is a cool angle.
Yeah.
So I played in a real stroke play tournament. Stroke play just means you got to put your ball into the hole on every hole. No gimmies, no mulligans, no redos. And you have to take all the appropriate penalties on your way to doing so.
Yes.
So this was Northern California versus Southern California. So it was like 125 dudes from NorCal who are all in these golf clubs. They played 125 dudes from SoCal in men's golf clubs. And it's stroke play straight up with handicaps. So what that means is, if I'm a 20 and I shoot 92, my net score is a 72. So with handicaps, and then basically like Southern California adds up all their strokes. And then who's got less? Yeah. NorCal or SoCal. And it's 2 rounds. And we did it at this course that's kind of in between NorCal and SoCal. It's called La Purisima. It's in Lompoc. Its nickname is La Piranha. I'm not Spanish. La Piranha. Yeah. Because it bites you. Bites the fucking shit out of you. There's no houses around it. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's actually kind of close to where Tesla has like a launch pad. Last year when we were there and we thought there was going to be nuclear war, we're on the range hitting balls and a rocket just starts taking off. We all look at each other like, okay, so maybe we'll get in 3 or 4 and then the world will end, which will actually be a cool place to die from a nuclear weapon is on a golf course.
For sure.
No, it was just Elon doing some of his fuckery. So we didn't die, but I kind of wish I had because the course is so hard. And it's hard because there's water and OB on every hole everywhere. And most of the shots off the tee are blind. So you have to hook it 40 yards to hit the fairway. Man. Or you can hit like a 4 iron, and then like a wedge into the green. It's one of these like goofy little. Also, the only flat lie you get is on the tee box. That's it. Every other shot is like above your feet, below your feet, side hill, downhill. Man. And so it's a challenging course. They do US Open qualifiers there. And last year, everyone shit the bed. I think everybody this year was like, I'm out for revenge. I'm gonna get La Purisima this time. Like I played it on the simulator a bunch of times. I'm like, I got a different strategy. Because last year I got frustrated with like how hard the course was. So I started trying to force driver onto the green on every hole. Bad idea.
So you shoot 90.
Yeah. Sure. Oh yeah. I shot a 93 or 4 last year.
There, that's fine.
So this kind of ties into like golf. Yes, you have a normal score that you'd like to shoot. This score is going to change, fellas and ladies, based on the course you're at.
Definitely.
And the conditions. If you're playing in pouring rain at a super hard course, you should expect to shoot 10 shots higher.
At least.
At least than what you're used to. And it doesn't mean that you're shitty at golf.
No, you're playing hard track.
You're just playing a hard course. And this is why courses have ratings.
Yeah.
So
that's why it's factored into your handicap.
And exactly. So that's why someone like me can still shoot 10 strokes higher than what I want to shoot, but my handicap stays the same because
Right.
they're like, bro,
That's a hard course.
that's a fucked up course.
Yeah.
So in a tournament like this, when you're playing with a lot of, and this was, you didn't have to be a great player to play in this. You just had to have a verifiable handicap.
Mhm.
And so you get guys that are anywhere from like a 27 handicap to the lowest we had was a +5. So this guy is
That's good.
Yep, he's a Corn Ferry Tour player occasionally, plays in a lot of mini tours, he does a lot of Monday qualifiers. He is a +5. So not like he steps onto the tee and gets 5 strokes from the course.
No.
Like he steps onto the tee and is 5 strokes down.
Yeah.
He has to make 5 birdies against the course just to get his net score back to all square,
Yes. Yeah.
back to even.
Yeah.
So that was the best player in the tournament. The lowest round he shot over 2 rounds was 74. So that's 2 over par. And this is a guy who plays on tour.
Yeah.
74 the first day, second day, I'm not going to say your name, but 86. So, and this is a professional fucking golfer.
Yeah.
I managed to put up 81, 81, and I felt like I fucked up a lot, but then when I come in and I see all the scores,
Whatever, dude.
I was like 3rd overall
Yeah.
behind this guy and like some other dude who is a stick.
Mhm.
So that's how hard the course is
Super
I shot
difficult.
81, 81 and managed to like almost win. I lost by like 3 or 4 strokes.
That's okay. You take that.
Yeah, I'll
That's
take
okay.
that all
Yeah,
day
take
because
that.
I don't practice tournament golf. You
No.
know, I'm making people better, but tournament golf, man, what a different experience.
It takes so long to get through your round too. It's like mentally exhausting to sit there and wait for 6 hours.
Yeah.
And
Think about it. A swing takes about a second, right? So you're doing, for me, I'm doing around 40 to 45 of those,
Mhm.
and then plus around 30 putts.
Yeah.
So 45 swings, 45 seconds.
Yeah.
So I'm actually swinging a club for 45 seconds out of 6 hours.
Yeah.
So Chris grew up playing golf and played a lot of tournament golf in
Yeah.
high school.
Yeah.
Same thing, man.
It just takes forever.
There's more pressure. People are taking it more seriously, and people are not used to the ball has to go in the hole, not just go close enough.
In.
No, but like bottom of the cup,
Yeah.
stay in, not hit the flag.
No.
That should have gone in. That counts. Ball in the hole. So it takes longer, and I know that, but it is so hard, man. I mean, there was multiple times where I'm feeling good. I make a par, next tee box, and we have to wait 36 minutes
Are there like
to hit my drive. So last year we did sending everybody out like one after another,
Oh, man.
and it was a disaster. The round took
Yeah.
literally 8 hours.
Oh.
Now I know it sounds fucked up, but this is one of the hardest courses in America, and you got guys out there that are 25 handicaps trying to finish
hard
out.
to
So
develop
it's
a
going to take,
rhythm.
yeah. So
hard
this
to
year we
develop
did
that.
shotgun. Shotgun just means everybody starts on one. So like if you're going to start on hole 15,
Right.
your last hole of your day is hole 14.
Right.
That's how a shotgun works. That worked a lot better. So we were able to finish in like 5.5.
That's not too bad.
Not too bad,
Still
not
drags.
8, but still,
It still takes
if you
forever.
were to finish in 5.5 or 6 on a Saturday, you'd be fucking complaining.
Yeah. for
Like
sure.
bitching. So tournament golf is funny because it's so different
It's so hard too.
than
like-
buddy golf, right?
Like, I think the hardest part for me was CIFs, like having a rules official follow you around and watch everything you're doing. Not that you're a cheater, not that you would do anything. It's just the matter of like what if like I touch my sand wedge to the like
Right, by accident. That's a penalty
yeah it's
in the
2
bunker,
strokes,
right
2
before
strokes.
you swing.
before
Yeah,
you even get there. Yeah, so I mean like if you were sitting 2 in the bunker, now you're sitting 4 or 5.
that's a big difference.
Huge
especially if
difference.
you're gonna blade one and then 3
Out.
putt.
Yeah, dude, you're looking at like a 9.
Yeah.
that's
And that's
really tough.
Fink can get out of hand in a tournament round real
Really
fast.
The mental upset, I think,
Yeah,
is the hardest
yeah.
part.
And the negative energy is much easier to ride for longer. Like, oh my
Definitely.
God, this is not going well. So tournament golf is just so much different. And kudos to all the dudes out there who were higher handicaps. That we had a guy who had never played a tournament, 25 handicap, he shot 126 the first day,
Well, I mean, with
which
his-
is actually
with his
not
handicap
for
it's
his-
95. I mean,
right
Yeah,
for and first tournament ever.
it's good.
So and then
At
the
La
next
Purisma,
day in
like-
La Purisma, and then the next day he shot like a 107.
Well, that's a
So
hell of an improvement.
amazing,
Yeah, it's
right?
great.
Hell of an
Good for him.
improvement. But so all those, if you're above a 10 handicap, you got to play from like the reds. Like this is how hard this course
Oh,
is.
man.
And then if you were 10 or better, we played from the blues. So not even the blacks. For longer hitters, though, the blues is worse because now the fairway ends for
That's
you
what I
with
play from,
driver.
blues,
Yeah, but like for
generally.
me,
Yeah.
it kind of like,
I know.
you gotta not
You
hit
got like
driver
a
because it's
nippy
gonna
little
go bye
You
bye.
got a nippy little
And then the
30-yard
grass is
wedge.
literally like at your waist.
Oh,
And so when you have to go around a blind dog leg, and then even if you saw where your ball went, gone. And
yeah.
if when the grass is waist high, you're not gonna find it.
No.
And if you do find it, what kind of swing are you gonna have? So it's a lot of that. It's a lot of like I hit a perfect drive and I can't find my ball. So now I'm taking a drop and hitting my fourth shot when I felt like that drive was entitled me to a birdie or a par.
Yeah.
And it's stuff like that. Mentally, you got to push through it. But I posted a video of everyone guessing their first round
I
scores.
saw that. That was
And
great.
then and then after what they actually shot.
Yeah.
So many people threw so much hate online because they're like, no way. A +1 handicap. My buddy Ty shoots 84. Dude,
It will eat
you weren't
alive,
there.
bro.
Like the course is so, and
Yeah.
this is the hardest part. The greens have like 4 different levels to them, tiers, and it's glass. So when you do get it to 4 feet, if you miss that 4-footer
It's
with
gone.
any amount of
Speed, it's gone.
momentum,
Yeah.
you have 15 feet. There's a hole. This is the most fucked up hole I think on the course. They put the flag at the front, and it's like straight uphill. I feel like Tobacco Road has some of these holes.
I've never
Where
played
you
there, but yeah.
neither have I, but I've seen videos online. Basically, the flag's there. You get to like 100 yards, you're like, sweet. You hit it next to the hole, and you're like, dope. And it spins back, not just like off the green, but to your feet.
Yeah.
So I'm watching guys take 3 shots from 100 yards where every shot is actually hitting near the flag and spinning off.
Oh,
and so then what they
God.
do is they boot it to the back of the green on like their 4th try because they're like, I don't want this to happen again. And this poor guy.
Did he putt it down the hill?
Yeah.
Oh,
So he got it to the back of the green, but then he putted it towards the flag and it went. Putted it. Imagine putting a ball back to 100 yards, and you can't pick it up and say,
No.
give me a 10.
No.
You have to take your 15.
You have to finish it.
So it's painful. And same goes for good players. For instance, on the last day, I was shedding so much goo, and I took a triple and 2 doubles. And there goes my score.
Yeah.
But like through 15 holes, I was like, money, bro. These 3 holes just cucked me so bad.
You're on
and
your way to a nice,
oh
cool
my
75.
God, I was like 75, which
Yeah.
I'd be like, holy fuck,
Sick.
at La Parisima.
Sick.
That's like shooting 6 under. But
Pars feel like eagles, you know?
straight up,
Yeah.
a par on a par 3 there felt like an eagle. And you'd even go,
Yes.
woo! Like
par, baby.
par. So it's just like golf has levels to it.
Yeah.
And so yeah, just always remind yourself that it's your score is relative to the course and the conditions. So it was fun to go out there and like get cucked and humbled by a golf course. But honestly, fuck that place. Because I got poison ivy for the 2nd year in a row and obviously rubbed my eye. I only lost 1 ball.
Wow.
That was the talk of the tournament. People were like, Fink lost 1 ball. Like, so my buddy is a diver for balls. I told him put me down for 24. I had him bring me 24 refurbished Pro V1s because I was like, I'm not wealthy enough to just send Pro Vs. I only lost 1 ball, and the ball I did lose went out in a hazard. Took a drop. It was a par 5, and I fucking made par.
Hey.
So it wasn't even the score. People were like, dude, Fink lost 1 ball. So anyways, I got poison ivy from looking for my friends' balls. You guys, I fucking love you guys so much. So you should be thanking me for that.
Yeah, you got poison ivy.
But I got poison ivy for you, just for your triple. But yeah, tournament golf hard. Not really like other golf.
No.
Talking about tournament golf, I want to get into the next part where we're going to talk to custom clubs, baby, about what's up with the 8 club stuff. Because the first time we played, and he's good, and I'm like, I guess he doesn't need 14 clubs. Like at first I'm like, oh, this guy must suck. But no, he's a stick and he doesn't use as many clubs. And so, I mean, I kind of know why, but like it's interesting to hear it from you. I'm sure you started off with a full set, right?
I've never
When you were a
played
kid?
14.
Never
No.
a full set?
No.
So what you go by like degrees, right? It's
Yeah.
not like you have a 7 iron and so tell us what is in the bag real quick.
So my mini driver is my preferred driver, and the reason why is because I just play It just bangs out there. If I miss, it's usually left side, and that's pretty controlled for me because I stand with an open stance, so I'm usually pointed to the right a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's if I miss, it's a pull, and it's very like manageable, and it's
So one
super
way miss,
predictable for sure.
and we're gonna miss.
Yeah,
People are
absolutely.
like, "Oh, I need to eliminate the left side, right side." No, you're gonna miss.
Yeah, and if I
right?
miss high right, it's generally because I didn't set myself up right on the tee box.
So you know why.
Definitely.
But you expect it to, if anything, just go a little left.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's consistent. I mean, I've played with Chris. First time we played together, he was just banging 2-iron out there, which you were crushing.
Yeah.
But I just felt like you were leaving a couple yards behind.
I was.
Not that I wanted him to go to like a long drive shaft in a 4-degree
No,
head,
but it would be
maybe
cool.
a little more mass.
Yeah.
And then you pulled out the mini D, and I feel like that unlocked a whole other part of your game.
It did.
First time we played together, Chris didn't play great. I mean,
No.
this is the other thing. Please don't judge people or yourself off of one
score.
round,
Yeah, definitely
or
not.
2 rounds, or
Yeah.
even 10 rounds.
Yeah.
So I knew the guy could play. Just a couple bad breaks.
Yeah.
I've had so many rounds.
Yeah.
I had a round like that the other day where I made a bunch of stupid. So, anyways, but once you put the mini driver in the bag, it
Changed
was like,
my game completely.
wow.
Because I wasn't used to playing from the fairway. I was used to hitting a punch 5-iron from behind a tree with a 460 head. I couldn't. Anyways, regardless, we'll come back to why I hate 460s.
Yeah.
So
So what are the rest of the clubs? You got
So
a mini driver. What are the other clubs?
So I play a slider 17 degree. I play
Okay, so that's like a 5-wood basically.
like a 4-wood, yeah.
Okay.
And then I play a 3-iron at 20 or 21 degrees.
Okay.
And then I play a 5-iron at 26.
Okay.
A 7-iron at 32, a 9-iron at 40, and a 48 54 putter. So 9 clubs in the bag now.
Well, including putter.
Yeah. So
including putter.
So 9 clubs in the bag.
So you only have 2 wedges.
Yeah.
Can we just talk about that for a second? Because
Sure.
when I sort of figured out, oh, I'm hitting it far.
Yeah.
I was like, I have anywhere from like 130 and in on like a lot of shots.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, well, I don't really need this 3-iron or 4-iron.
No.
So when I first started, I took them out. But no, I'm not done. I added in like I had 5 different lofts of wedges at one point.
Oh man, that's so
I had
hard.
a 60, a 58, like a 56, a 52, and like a pit. Like I think I went like 2 degrees.
That's so hard.
Well, I thought it was smart because I was like, this one goes 120, this one goes 125.
Sure.
But that wasn't always the case.
You're doing that from perfect lies and like
right, just based off of like, well, if I hit this perfectly,
Yeah,
then it will be 5-yard gap. But
100%.
honestly, like I felt lost at one point.
Yeah.
So you only play 2 wedges. How does that help you though?
So from like a simplicity standpoint, it's simply that my 48 I hit anywhere from 125 yards to 100 yards very comfortably. And
how do you gauge the distance though?
Eyes. I know exactly how far on the clock to take the club back.
Okay, so you kind of do. Okay, but there it is. So you kind of do a clock system.
I do,
which I kind of teach off of too.
Yeah,
because it's more of a general feeling, right?
I don't
of like a 5 o'clock or 6.
I don't take full swings with wedges. Period. If it's anything over,
my dude, yeah. Please don't ever take full swings with wedges.
If it's anything over 125 yards, I'm hitting a knockdown 9-iron. And
love it.
I just don't. I don't feel like stretching myself. I can hit a 9-iron 160 yards. I choose not to.
For sure. Because you can, but it's full swing, full speed, and it has to be in the middle of the face,
and it's a violent miss for me.
Yeah,
you know, like
right.
It's a huge cut. So
right. It's either 160 or 130 because you missed the face.
And even if I were to hit the green at 160 with a cut, it's going to spin off. So I tend to just club up and swing a little bit nicer at it. So
I think that's interesting. I'm just going to basically tell people real quick what we're talking about when we're talking about like a knockdown shot. How I describe it to my students is almost like a slap shot.
Mm-hmm.
You're kind of like starting low and finishing low with the club. You basically don't try to lift the club head too high at any point in the swing.
Yeah, just extend your arms down the target line.
Yeah, so what happens usually with this type of knockdown shot, and this is why pros play it so much, is that it's easier to control because it's a smaller swing, first off. Second off, the ball goes lower, but is less affected by the wind.
Yeah.
And actually, you still have so much spin that has stopping power, but not so much spin that it rips back away from where it's landing. This
Yeah.
is the thing. Pros want to see their ball hit and go forward a little bit, or, just stop. If you see a pro like Mickelson or someone ripping a wedge backwards like a lot,
It's on purpose.
that's either because there's a slope behind the green, or that is a very specialized shot. So basically, if the flag is front of the green, close to a bunker, to avoid it going in the bunker, hit it past the bunker and let it bring it back toward, instead of trying to land it perfectly in between the bunker and the green.
Yeah.
Not as much room to work with, but 90% of the time, you don't need it to rip.
No.
You want it to hit and stop. So basically, this knockdown is effective because the ball will land a little short of the flag, hop towards it, cool, or stop, also cool. That way, you're hardly ever hitting over greens.
Yeah.
Which amateurs, you don't understand this, but I would say if you want to improve your score from 150 and in, stop fucking hitting the ball over the green.
Yeah.
Pick a shot
in the center of the green.
Center of the green,
yeah.
Or at worst, short. If you hit it over the green, it is not going to be fun coming back.
And I think that's a massive percentile of the reason why I only play 8 clubs or 9 clubs is because I'm never splitting the distance between 170 and 167 from pin to front to back. I'm never splitting that yardage. I'm hitting to the center of the green, and that's why I'm a pretty functional single-digit handicap.
Well, you're just consistent. You give yourself a lot of putts too. Some days when I'm hitting it really close, but I'll also have very wide misses. Chris has a lot of looks inside of like 30 feet.
Yeah.
Which is, people, you got to understand that the tour average proximity to the hole from around 150 yards on the PGA Tour is like 34 or 35
and that's
feet.
Not fluff. That's fucking true.
No. This is 100%.
Real
I know that on TV they show the darts. They don't show you the mediocre shots. But those guys are hitting so many mediocre shots around. That's where you see the pars on their scorecard.
Yeah.
They're 2 putts from the middle of the green.
Yep.
And then if it's a middle flag or whatever the situation is and they can be more aggressive, they can hit it close.
Yeah.
But if you don't give yourself opportunities to putt quickly, you're not going to have a good score. Yeah. So that's good what you said, though. You don't feel like you're stuck in between 170 and 167, and then you second guess what club you're hitting when actually that's the flag number.
Yep.
And the middle is 150.
Exactly.
So why do you care about those extra 3 yards?
That's for me.
See,
that's fine.
For me, when you said that, I was like, fuck, I feel exposed because because my 8 is a smooth 175 carry club and my 9's like a smooth 165. So 167 for me would feel like, I'm so close to being able to hit the 8. But guess what happens? The 9 is not going over the green because it doesn't go 175. So if I'm trying to hit it 171, why choose the 8? Because then I'm going to hit it a little too good. And now I'm over the green and now I'm a double on a shot that I pured. So like for you, when you have less clubs, it's like, no, it's this is the shot.
And the way that I choreograph my trajectory is simply by moving the ball forward or backward in my stance and how high I finish.
And say that one more time. The way to control. Say it one more time.
So the way to control your trajectory for me is if I'm trying to hit the ball slightly lower, I'm going to choke down about half an inch, move the ball just 1 ball length backwards in my stance from center or whatever.
So a little closer to your back foot.
A little bit closer.
Okay, choke down a little bit.
And then saw off my finish.
And finish lower.
And extend my arms down the target line.
Okay,
that's the most important part because my feet are kind of irrelevant.
Got it.
Ball placement sort of irrelevant too.
Okay. No, ball placement is relevant.
It's helpful. I can still hit a low ball off my left foot.
Here's the golf coach version of what Chris is saying is that he's not drastically altering what you're doing at impact with your swing.
No.
You're just basically like, I'm going to make a shorter swing and ball back in my stance and finish shorter for a low shot.
Yeah.
Higher shot, ball a little bit more closer to front foot.
Yeah.
And finish a little higher.
Yeah.
And it's as easy as
not choking down.
Not choke down. So what I'm hearing is contact is the same. Setup influences everything.
Definitely. And shoulder line. So
shoulder line. So I still think some people might be confused about that.
So like So like
What is shoulder line?
I see a lot of people with their irons, they tend to tilt like they're with a driver still, like they're like leaning back almost onto their left side to like help
Onto
the
their
ball.
right side,
Yeah,
you
like
mean.
help the ball up into the air.
Okay.
And like
Which is the opposite of what I teach.
yeah.
So,
So I see a lot of people do that in swing videos on Instagram.
okay, that's the other thing.
Like
there's so many videos where, and I did a video about this a while ago, but with driver, like the number one tip is, and I don't know why
Shoulder
most
tilt.
of them are British,
Yeah.
but tilt your shoulders so that
Yeah.
there's an angle pointing this way, mate, and then you're gonna, and that
was
is
really
probably
good.
the most. That was good.
That was
right?
really good.
That was exactly what they sound like.
yeah. Wow, that was like
Rick Shields, I'm fucking coming for you, bro.
I like his reviews.
I
though.
do like Rick, but just
He's
don't
honest.
give any
I
more
like him.
tips though.
Okay.
Because you're not. That's not your thing, homie.
No, you're.
I like the
tester, and I
club
like
reviews
that.
and
Yeah,
testing, but
definitely.
stop telling people that. Yeah, don't do that. Anyways, yeah. So people at home, when your right hand is lower than your left hand a little bit, there's already an angle of the shoulder tilt.
Definitely.
So that tip, I would tilt your shoulders a little back. I'd only give that tip if I had a student who was a cross-handed gripper of the golf club, meaning their left hand, if they're a righty,
Higher.
is like lower.
Right.
So
Okay.
if their
Oh,
left
yeah, no, I
hand,
see what
because
you
if
mean.
your left hand is lower than your right,
Right.
yeah, then your shoulders are
Sure.
tilted towards the target.
Right.
But 99.9% of people
don't need spine
don't
tilt.
do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, stop adding that extra tilt. That's killing you. And you don't need to get under the ball. I forgot what we were talking about in reference to this.
Like it was mostly that my shot commitment is based
oh, that's
on,
what you. So that's
yeah,
what you're talking about
Yeah.
shoulders.
Yeah.
You want to feel like okay.
So like
So
I
we
like
talked
to-
about how to alter the trad, which
Yeah.
is ball position and sort of like swing length.
Yeah.
What you're talking about is you want to feel like the shoulders are kind of like natural the whole time,
Yeah,
right?
And
Yes. What
and-
amateurs do, what you're saying, yes. Okay, yes.
so like
Hanging back, tilting the shoulders too much at address.
yeah, and then it forces you to like, hit down on the ball and like be real steep, and your arms are real close to your body, and there's a lot of lead arm bend that I see. It's just, and not that lead arm bend is bad, but just too much of it, and it's hard to not cast the club at the ball when your arms are all tucked up into you. And so like I think that it's really important to like look at the slope that you're on, because you're never going to be always on a perfectly flat lie like you are on the range.
Yeah.
On the golf course, it's just not possible. So I guess some places it is, but most.
Okay,
most
so
of the
this is
time,
what Chris is talking about. I'm gonna dumb it down because I know
I'm all feel and I don't know how to
yeah,
explain.
he doesn't know how to explain what he's doing. He just does it. I can see what he's doing and explain it. What Chris is saying is that when he's hitting a golf shot, the first thing he's doing is not thinking about his perfect mechanics. He's thinking about how his body's going to work in relation to the situation that the ball is in.
Exactly.
Which is why trying to have like a perfect swing mechanics
is pointless.
Which is what you're saying.
Yes.
Which is exact right?
Yeah.
Because what you're saying is like, okay, your shoulders are perfectly tilted and your mechanics are perfect. Now check this out.
Yeah.
Here's a ball that's chest height.
That's on a
So,
tree root.
yeah, on a tree. Yeah. So now let's see you do those perfect swing mechanics
Exactly.
on the root of this tree when the ball's 6 feet above you.
Yeah.
So yeah, what
Yes.
Chris is saying is like, yeah, I'm still trying to make good contact and do the similar thing at contact. But if the ball is 6 feet above me on a root of a tree, I can't set up
I'm thinking
the way
about
that like
worst case scenario all
Right.
the time.
okay,
Like,
so this is important for everyone to understand. Golf is a situational game.
Yeah.
The lie changes every shot. That's why it's hard. That's why it's not able to repeat
the same shot
every
twice.
over and
Yeah,
over. That's
it's
why
impossible.
actually driving range sucks.
Driving
you
range does
practice
suck.
the same flat lie off the same
Bro,
lie
if you go
every
to my
time.
if you go to my Instagram from like 7 months ago and you go through my reels, about 5 months ago you'll see the range videos completely stop because I stopped
noticed
going to
that.
the range.
Yeah.
And you know what, dude? It made the biggest difference
Yes.
for my golf game in the entire world.
Because who cares about how many I can hit good on the range in a row? This is the other thing. If you do go to the range, simulate a round
And
is the
hit
best way to
every
play.
shot.
Meaning,
Stop hitting
hit driver
Yeah,
once, then hit your 8-iron,
Yeah.
then hit like a 30-yard chip.
Yeah.
Then
start
go on.
over.
And you can literally just like
Grab
pull up a
3-wood.
scorecard
Yeah,
from the
a course
course
that you like.
and first hole
Play
is
around.
400. Okay, hit
Exactly.
driver. If you hit it 250, now you have 150. Pull your 7 or your 6. Hit that.
Exactly.
Because that's real golf. You don't
Yes.
hit 7-iron or driver 40 times in a fucking row.
Yeah.
So simulate
Never.
how you're gonna play.
Yeah.
And also, I'm a huge Ben Hogan fan.
Definitely.
The reason why I stopped hitting balls, I didn't stop hitting balls altogether, but before I play around, never again will I ever warm up at the range. And this is why. It gives me here, let me see that. Jeff's got the book.
Ooh.
5 lessons. Basically, get this book. It's pretty simple. It's like 40 pages. You can kind of like, it's like a bathroom read almost. Yeah. And it has like a lot of awesome pictures about sequencing and stuff. But Ben Hogan almost never hit more than 5 or 10 balls before a round. He said the best time to hit balls is after you play.
Yeah.
Because now you've played a full round where you have a consistent miss. Hey, I hit my wedges like shit all day.
Yeah.
Guess what? You know exactly what you need to work on.
Yeah.
So head to the range, get a medium bucket, and work on the shot that you sucked at all
when you're tired.
day. When you're tired.
So that muscle memory sticks.
Exactly.
You know?
And so that you can't use your brute strength at that point to force the change.
Have any.
You don't have any.
You're tired.
You've got to figure it out.
You just took 96 strokes.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Plus 20 gimmies.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah. Hit balls after the round. But also stop feeling like your swing needs to be perfect because your swing is completely relative to the shot at hand.
I played golf swing for like
golf swing. We're going to talk about this a lot on this cast.
I played
but
golf swing for like 20 plus years.
Whenever I say this to people or students, they're like, "Oh my god, that makes so much sense." So
I think there's a good
playing
mix,
golf
though.
swing
like
means you're at the course and all you're thinking about is where your hands should be at the top and what your hips should be doing on the way down. Playing golf is like, "Oh, I want the ball to go there."
I have to.
I mean, that's it.
6 feet off the ground in between 2 trees right now.
So I want to do that.
Yeah.
Rather than I have to put my hands. Anyways, so yeah, stop playing golf swing. Start playing golf. You'll have more fun. You'll play better. I know it's going to be hard to transition because you're used to feeling like you need to be perfect. This is the other thing. If Ben Hogan said that he only hit one good shot around, then every other shot is a miss. Yeah. So you're actually not out there to be perfect. You're out there to like
be better.
Yeah. Fuck, I love that. You're just out there to be better, dude.
Be better.
And some days you're going to be worse.
Yeah.
But that's why you keep coming back.
I was worse yesterday.
Yeah, you were worse yesterday.
The
other day, I played after La Purísima. I played at Alhambra, easy course. Confidence was a little down from the La P rounds.
81s, you know.
Yep, back-to-back 81s. I'm like, okay, I'm an 81 guy now. When I'm over here shooting 69s on munis in LA, the front nine was like, am I still that guy? Like, and I was just kind of thinking a lot, and I shot 3 over. And then on the back nine, I started with a birdie and then went like bogey, and I was like, this is just like back to the same, like, and then I finished the round like 5 under through the last 5 holes.
Yeah.
And I had like found myself again, but I just started playing golf instead of golf swing again. But again, it's so relative to like, and this is the thing, I sucked it up on so many holes. I made 5 birdies and an eagle, and I shot even par. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Like half the holes, I was fucking trash, and then half the holes, I'm like, made my buddies like whisper, like, "But what if Dave took 6 months off, like off teaching? Like, could he do it?
Oh yeah,
like he's 5 under through 5. Like, could we get him to like?" Could he do it?
Yeah.
And then the next hole would happen and I'd hit a wedge like 30 yards left and they go, no. Never mind. But that's golf. And I feel like once you accept that the good has to come with the bad. And I feel like I described my game to someone the other day as the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah.
But that's everyone's game.
Is.
So yeah, if you watch somebody's full round on TV and not just the highlights, there's good, there's bad.
You're going to see some shanks.
And there's ugly. You know? Yeah, fuck. Ian Poulter, I'm looking at you, bro. Why do you shank it so much?
Yeah.
Every time. I'm
really?
like, why is he shanking it?
I didn't even
I don't see.
that.
Why is Tiger not? Why is, Finau not shanking? What's up with that, Poulter? And I think it's a little bit of his super upright stance. Here's a quick tip for everybody at home. Probably one of the most constant things I see people do
really rigid.
that hurts contact. Yeah. Rigid in the chest and super
It's
tight up
upright
front,
and, like,
super like kind of shoulders spread apart,
strong
and then
V.
arms like
Oh,
just tensed
God.
out as fuck, and just super up and down. So
Yeah.
if you want to get better just by changing one thing, which is your setup, if you could, everything above the belt line needs to like chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
And when I say chill the fuck out, I'm talking about like no except
Tension.
yeah, man, like you should take a deep breath.
Take a couple waggles.
Waggle the club, but loosey goosey. If there is tension, just move it into your feet, in between your feet and the ground. So that's a quick.
Yeah.
Just stop pressing your arms out away from your body and feeling like your wrists need to be flat. They just want to relax and be more normal. So that's that. We're gonna So I feel like we talked about. So this was my thing. We'll put a button on what we were saying before about you only playing 8 clubs.
We'll talk more about that as the episodes go.
Yeah, as the episodes go. But basically, Chris realized early on, I don't need to be good at 5 wedges.
No, I need to be good at 2.
You need to be good at 2.
Yeah.
And then you don't need the other 3.
Yeah.
So guess what? Tiger Woods only carries
2 wedges.
2 wedges, motherfucker. So if everybody's trying to be like Tiger, okay, take that away.
Yeah.
This dude's got a 60 and a 56 and a pitching wedge.
Yeah.
So we're not counting the pitching wedge as like a wedge.
No, that's a set.
That's part of the set of. That's like a low iron. I'd
He's
say.
like one of the only pros I know that really carries like a set wedge.
OG.
Yeah.
I mean, this dude has 2 wedges, and he works on feel, and he doesn't have to think, is this a 60, 56, or 54? No, there's only 2 options. So whichever one he feels like is at that time. So
my 54 throws 95 yards, and anything above that is going to be my pitching wedge.
Right, and then you kind of
choke
down a little bit to take a little
down,
off.
Yeah, but it's still, even when I put it back in my stance a little bit, it doesn't really affect the way that the ball reacts to the green. Like if I put it too high on the green, that's my problem. But like,
so part of the reason also why you play less clubs is because if you didn't like a club, you just ditched
take it out.
Right?
Yeah, just take
why?
it out.
Why punish yourself? This is a tip at home. There's no rule. The only rule says you can't carry more than 14. Yeah. The rule doesn't say you have to have 14.
If I was going to go to tournament golf, I would play like 10 clubs.
Okay, but I feel like for people that do have 14 clubs, if you can't hit your 4-iron further than your 7-iron, and you have never hit a decent 3-wood in your life, and you top it every time, guys,
maybe take a 7
or women,
out,
ladies, people, why are you punishing yourself?
Yeah, just grab a 7.
Dude, there's a really aggressive parrot. So in Pasadena, South Pasadena, some parrots got released years ago.
Yeah, the green ones.
Yeah, and now they're just
an invasive species.
Invasive, wild.
Yeah.
They just travel around South Pass in like group. You'd be like, is that like tropical parrots?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So
they came from like Ecuador.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you're mean.
Anyways, we're still outside, baby. We still got to smoke. But if you want to get better right
you
away.
You got me high, dude. I'm ripped.
I know, but I'm ready for another one.
You're
if you want to play, I'm an animal, dude. I'm
yeah, you
like
are.
Frank the Tank, but Fink the Tank.
Yeah, you are.
So if you want to get better immediately, please take out the 2 clubs that you cannot hit.
Please.
You can't hit them. Take them out. You just don't need them. And it'll be a relief when you look in your bag and you go, I don't have that 3-wood anymore because I can't fucking hit it.
Yeah.
So I think that's that. We'll talk more about quickly. Can we just talk about this Rory Reed thing? So what happened is Patrick Reed signed with Live Golf. Live Golf is owned by the Saudis, actually owned by the Prince of Saudi Arabia. We're not going to get into the politics of that, but Patrick Reed officially left the PGA Tour, and when he did so, he sued the PGA Tour and a number of people specifically that are on the PGA Tour for libel and slander.
Yeah.
So he felt like people were talking shit. He didn't like that, so he got daddy to fucking sue. Actually, he doesn't talk to his parents because they told him not to get married when he was 17. So the story goes that they said, can you just wait until you finish college? And he said, no, go fuck yourself.
Nice.
And so he doesn't talk to his family anymore. The day he won the Masters, they tried to get in, even though he hadn't contacted them in 6 years, still to show their support. He had instructed Augusta National Security specifically to keep them off the grounds. So this dude, look, I'm not in his family. I'm not going to judge. Obviously, there's other stuff going on that I don't know about, but this is the type of guy we're talking about. Keeps his own family off the course on the most important day of his life, and then goes and sues every person that he used to work with. So Rory, in particular, got the libel suit on Christmas Day. Somebody knocked on his door, and they're like, "You've just been served." And they gave him papers that were like, "You need to appear in court because Patrick Reed is fucking suing you for whatever millions of dollars." So, fast
Love
forward to like a month later, after Rory gets this lawsuit in the mail from this dude who's suing not only him but the PGA, who he works for.
Yeah.
Reed sees him on the range at one of these events that they're both playing together, and he comes over and is like that. I saw this funny meme. The dude on the airplane.
Oh,
I want to shake his hand.
hand.
I want to shake his hand. Like this. There's like a video of some dude blasted off alcohol trying to like.
We'll put that in.
Yeah. I want to shake your hand. But and Rory just straight up like ignores him. Like there's horse blinders. He doesn't. He acts like
doesn't even acknowledge.
Reed doesn't even exist.
No.
And so Reed takes a tee and like flicks it at him and like kind of like fuck you, like flicks a tee at his face or whatever. And Rory like still doesn't look over, and Reed kind of walks away like he's on the catwalk, like he just did something cool.
It was
I mean,
pretty cringy.
Reed is already a fucking cringe lord.
Man.
It's really hard to like the guy, and if you do like him, you're just a what is it? What is the word where you just like something to be controversial? What is it called?
Toxic?
No, Jeff. Yeah, it'll come to me.
Okay.
Drama queen.
Yeah.
Drama queen. No, it's like everybody is saying they like something, so you say you don't like it.
Bandwagoner?
Just to say you don't like it.
Yeah, I don't know.
God damn it. I'm gonna put the fucking word in. Kind of.
Yeah.
Anyways, people that like Patrick Reed are like, I like him just because everyone says they don't like him. You don't like him. He's not a likable person. He's a good player, but all of the cheating, all of the suing his old friends, all this stuff, when you put it all together, it's hard to like the guy. But the media hyped up this like
little
Reed
nothing
Mac
thing. It was really
absolutely nothing.
Nothing. Like,
and this is.
I honestly think there was just nothing going on. You know. There really wasn't. There was nothing to get people talking.
I mean, here's the thing: if some dude threw a tee at me, like if some dude threw a tee at me that I didn't like, and there's people I don't like, and there's people that don't like me. This is the secret of life. You don't have to like everybody, and you don't have to be friends with everybody. That's why you can choose your friends and not your family.
Definitely,
because you can choose them. So, and the other thing is, just because you don't like someone, you don't have to hate them or start a war with them. And this is the reason why I like golf. If you don't like someone on the football field or basketball court or baseball diamond, how many times have we see
turns into a fight?
Turns into a real fight.
A real fight.
And in hockey, actually, that's encouraged.
Yeah.
And the refs are like, all right, hit each other in the face now.
But
like,
if you
settle
fall,
it.
It's over. Go to the box.
This is part of the reason why I like golf is it's not aggro. There's a part of it that is.
It's just passive.
Jocks and shit.
It's just like passive
aggression. You know what? At the end of the day, these quote-unquote super jocks like Bryson and Brooks and whatever, look what happened. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Yeah. A whole bunch of fucking threats. I'm gonna blah, blah, blah. You're this, you're that. And then nothing happened. Because guess what? It's a golf course, dude. Why are you trying to fight people?
Yeah.
And this goes for like if you get into a disagreement with someone on the course and they're not playing fast enough and you yell, hurry up. Okay, that's one thing. But like running over to them and like putting your club over your head like you're gonna hit them, or like this needs to fucking stop. Stop it. It doesn't make you look cool. No. We're on a golf course, bro. Yeah. It's kind of a nerdy, goofy, geeky ass fucking thing. We're trying to put a little white ball in a hole. Why are you acting like you're gonna light somebody up, dude?
This was
stop it. And then,
dude, in high school,
if you do hit someone in the face with an iron, like they might get really hurt, and you're gonna go to jail. Like again, we're all there to kick it, bro. This is not a masculine competition. And doesn't this go into like stop running people over with golf carts?
Yeah.
Like stop
hitting your friends with golf balls.
Go
like,
you can talk about it, dude. Like
stop hitting your, because I mean, like I spend like a couple hours a day on Instagram, like because that's the only way to, sell tools and make money, and it's but it's also a great way to make friends.
It's
and
funny
like,
too.
look
I mean,
at
we send each
content,
other
whatever,
funny shit
all day.
It's also
Yeah.
entertainment for us
Soup.
at this,
Yeah,
just like it
definitely.
is for everybody.
Yeah,
It's
so
just because we create content doesn't mean we don't use it for
I'm
entertainment.
kind of bad
but
at content. I'm good at stories. I'm bad at content.
that is content, bro.
Okay. Okay.
It's
Okay.
all content.
Okay. You're right. Yeah, dude, I see a lot of really goofy shit. And I don't want
Throwing
you
the ketchup bottle like in front of your buddy at Topgolf, or hitting the mustard at people. You've seen that?
dude getting like violently
That's
blacked
what
out
we
drunk and
yes,
falling off the
violently
you
blacked
know,
out drunk, running yourself over with a cart, flipping the cart into a bunker or a ravine. When Chris and I comment on the internet, shrink the game. This is what we're talking about: shrinking the part
That
of the
part.
game that is toxic and hyper masculine and unnecessary.
And the ego needs to die. It needs to have an ego death.
And that brings us
To ego death.
to the last part of the episode: ego death. What does ego death mean, Chris? What does an ego death mean to you?
Oh man, I honestly didn't have my first one until I shot 103 in CIF. As
What is CIF?
CIF is the California something. It's like where you
Like where you play legit tournaments
Yeah.
as like a high schooler,
yeah,
basically?
it's like
Okay.
a high school competition.
Okay.
Yeah, so I shot like 103 on a course that I played 3 times a week.
And you normally didn't shoot 103 there?
No,
Okay.
no, definitely not.
Well, I shot 4 under on my simulator at La Purisima and then 81-81. So
Yeah.
I think it feels similar to that.
Yeah,
maybe, right?
so I was just livid about it. It was like the last chance for me to really play good varsity golf.
Hurt your feelings?
Oh, dude, so bad. Just like the worst. Like all the lessons, all the time I put in on the range, on the course, just to go out there and just blow a 103.
Yeah.
Like when you needed to shoot well.
Yeah.
And the
right.
rest of the season you had been coasting, shooting 78s and 80s and 85s. And that and in high school golf, that's good. That's varsity golf.
Yeah,
That's just the way
absolutely.
it is.
Varsity golf is not like pro
No,
golf where
not
you're
at
shooting
all.
72.
No,
I mean,
most people shoot like high 80s.
if
to
you
90s.
if you watch college golf, even a lot of the D1 stuff, like the winner is shooting 1 or 2 under,
Sure,
and
but
and
most
the
of
rest
them,
of the guys are
70,
high
yeah,
70, no
yeah.
high 70s, low mid 80s. Because tournament golf is that fucking hard. All
is.
those guys can shoot under par with their
anytime,
buddies.
any other time.
And I'm not saying they're cheating
No.
either when they are shooting under par, but
Not at all.
it's just a big difference
Totally
when it
different.
when it really matters,
when it
and when
takes
it's 6 hours
when
and
when them lights come on.
when the lights come on, baby. So yeah, that's different. But the ego death, yeah, dude.
Yeah,
so
man.
I love that you had it when you felt like I'm gonna kill it, and
Yeah.
then
Shot
Nightmare
one of the
Day?
worst rounds of my life.
yeah, I felt like I really had an ego death when I got kind of good. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
I was like playing with some person I was trying to impress,
of course.
and I had
That's
the
always
worst
the
day
way
of
it
my
goes.
life, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I just wanted to say, hey, I swear I don't usually play like this, but
you just
that's
kept
the
it
thing
to
you
yourself.
can't say.
Ego death.
I did, but I did play like that day,
But
dude.
it-
Even though I don't normally, but
Yeah.
I did play like that.
Yeah.
And then I went home, and I actually remember breaking a club at my house, like in my living room. Like I was so upset, and I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong, and I wanted to cry, and I broke a club, and I was like,
Wait,
why am I doing this? Like
it's a game. Like
this
I
is
paid,
a fucking game,
I paid
dude.
to be there.
And like I don't play good every day.
no.
And so
God,
going
no.
forward too, I think also for me, that day showed me like there are things I don't know, man. Because if
Oh,
I'm able to go out there and stink it up that
Like
bad,
I know like this much. You know like this much.
but you
and,
feel
like-
like when you shoot good scores, though, you feel like I've done it.
Oh, yeah.
Like a week or two
Yeah.
in a row, and you're like, I have cracked the Da Vinci Code of golf. I am good now. Bad is in my past.
Yeah.
And then it just shocks your system like
Yeah.
boom.
Yeah.
And for me though, because I still wanted to get good so bad,
Of course.
my ego death was like, holy fuck, if I actually want to get good, I have to.
Dedicate myself to
Well,
it.
but I also have to admit that there are things that it's not just that it wasn't fair that day. No, I'm bad at it.
Yeah.
So that means I need to learn more about it
Yeah.
and get better.
Yeah.
So when my ego died in terms of like the excuses of like, I had a bad day, I didn't sleep well,
Yeah.
all this stuff. When I turned that into like, no, I hit wedges terribly today.
Yeah.
It made me better because then I had stuff where like, oh wow, okay, I can go and focus on that rather than hitting them bad and feeling like I am a bad person.
No.
So I think that's the
Not at
ego.
all.
But ego and confidence,
they're kind of
different, right?
yeah, but
It's like a fine line, right?
I know that I'm really good at my set of golf clubs.
Because in my opinion,
yeah.
you have to do three things to play fun or good golf. One, you have to hit it consistently enough,
Yeah, ish.
consistent-ish. Two, you have to have control, a little bit amount of control. It can't just go straight right every time.
No.
So consistency, control. Then
A
the
shot
last
shape
thing
that you can play
is confidence.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have that last part, which is the confidence,
you're gonna spend a lot of time second guessing.
Yeah, man. If you
shanking.
walk up to that 1-footer and think I'm never gonna make this, you're not gonna make it.
Yeah.
So confidence is important, but ego is different. Ego is like, none of this is my fault, and I'm projecting my anger onto like the game. Confidence is like, no, I am good, but there's still stuff that I can learn, right?
Yeah. So like, I'm a very confident golfer. I feel like there's not that many other places in the world that I feel more confident than right there.
Yes.
That whatever happens in front of me isn't going to be that bad because I've put the time in. I know my set. I built it for me.
You took out the clubs that you
I
don't like.
hit well,
Yeah.
you know, and so like I only have clubs in my bag that I hit pretty much exactly what I want them to, you know, like I have probably, if you gave me 10 balls and my 7-iron, I would bet that if I wanted to hit them 140, I could put 8 of them on 140.
Yes.
You know, that's
so I think we're almost done with the episode, but that kind of perfectly brings us into the last part. And this is sort of a bonus. This is an add-on. We're going to release this separately. You can go and check it out for yourself. But Chris plays a mini driver.
Yeah.
I play a full-size driver.
Ish.
I swing
430
really hard. Chris swings smooth but hard.
Yeah.
But smooth. I swing hard but out of control at times.
I don't know. I think you live in like a very controlled space.
I've learned.
Yeah.
It's this video we did was kind of to show you what we wanted to talk about. So I swung basically as hard as I could for 8 swings in a row, and we put the grid out. So that you'll see it's a little driving range grid on our simulator, and we just who can hit the grid the most times. And I'm gonna swing hard, and you're gonna swing hard normal, but like with the mini driver, and I have my real driver, so I have more surface area to play with. But we just wanted to see like what's the difference. So yes, there was a big difference in distance, partially because of the club head speed. I mean, I'm swinging faster.
Yeah.
The results were basically what we thought.
Yeah.
I hit the grid like 3 or 4 times out of 8, but the 3 that I missed were 40 yards left. It wasn't just like missing the grid. It was like that ball is in someone's pool or bedroom window. Sorry, but I'm also not going to pay for that.
No.
Chris missed the grid like 2 or 3 times out of 8 shots, but he missed it by the ball being like on the line instead of like on this side of the line.
Yeah.
So it was like he might be on like the first cut of fringe, not in the center of the fairway. So yeah, little less distance, but holy fuck, all of his balls were playable, and I think 3 of mine were I have an advantage over you playable, and the other 4 were that is adding a penalty stroke now.
Yeah,
because I'm either gonna have to drop or
hit out from relief,
punch it out. I don't know, dude. Yeah, some days I pray and spray, or spray and pray rather, and other days but it just goes to show you that if you want to score better, stop trying as hard as you can. Take out the clubs that you don't hit well. I think put a mini driver in the bag, and his stroke count went down
a lot.
You had a full driver, and your score was up.
Crazy.
Put in a mini driver, and his score goes down. So it just shows you there's not one way to do things. Experiment, simplify, get rid of shit you don't like.
Yeah.
That's the episode.
Yeah.
Chris, love you, buddy.
Love you,
super easy to talk about golf with this guy. I mean,
just goes hand.
Yeah, we kind of almost like went over, but I'm sure that the golf hardos will watch this.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a guest next time. It's gonna be Jeff. Jeff part owns this practice facility with me. Jeff was a professional Formula 3, Formula 2 race car driver from China.
So sick.
Super sick. We're gonna get him on the pod. But thanks for listening, guys and gals. Appreciate everybody. Have a good week. Play well. Have fun.
take some clubs out, simplify
Take some clubs out,
simplify
simplify
the
it.
bag,
Don't try so hard.
play one kind of golf ball. Please.
Play golf and not golf swing.
Yes, sir. Smoked it.